staring at him. He does not see the young youth that he had mentored. The adult before his eyes looked nothing like it. And this is where we get probably the most important vision of this story, and what I still think is going to be playing into the Midnight expansion and maybe beyond. So I'm going to read this whole passage out to you. Hold on tight. It says, instead of a prince, an armored warrior stood before him, his plate helm and breastplate shining with the essence of the light itself. The warrior wielded a sword forged from the same material as the armor. He held it aloft as he perched on an outcropping. Whether it was on another world or Azeroth, Velen couldn't quite tell. And suddenly the dark sky erupted with the combined chivalry of Azeroth's races. Blood elves, orcs, trolls, Tauren, and even the accursed undead, scheming goblins, rode flying mounts of every sort of description. They were armored in the same magical weaponry, glowing with so much power that it hurt Velen's eyes to look at them. Beside the legions of the Horde, the ancient night elves charged with humans, dwarves, and gnomes, whose ancestors formed the original alliance. The shape-changing Worgen were united with them. Velen's own Draenei bolstered the army, their ranks adorned with otherworldly metals, bearing crystalline maces and sword. The Alliance were not alone. Dragons swooped and soared in formations that made the sky resemble a giant multicolored reptilian wing. They blanketed the horizon with their physical size and numbers, and they roared challenge, and it shook not just the earth, but the universe as well. And for all of this, the greatest shock that Velen would come to see is the Naaru having taken to the field themselves. So many that Velen didn't understand how creation could contain them. The power of these beings of light filled his heart with hope, swept away the lonely centuries, and left him in wonder that he could ever despair, that dark, no matter how terrible, could ever truly reign. And then a shadow fell. It was vast and empty and swallowed all of the light itself. All light that entered it. Velen knew it would be all-consuming, and at last it would turn to devour itself, endlessly gnawing on nothing but the great dark beyond, removing all meaning from the universe, and from the most heartbreaking sonata to the most arresting sunset. It was too terrible to see, too terrible to comprehend, and yet the army headed straight for it. And as the light began to fade, standing before the prophet was once again that human man-child, eyes wide and passionate, saying something unintelligible to him.